This is Biker Dad, brought to you by Stevenson Klotz and the National Academy of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers.
Warning, warning. This is not a show about motorcycles. Okay, it has some motorcycles in it. But deep down, it's really a show about people who use their passion for motorcycles to make their communities better, safer, and stronger. And people just doing crazy biker stuff too. This is Biker Dad.
Hi, my name is Chris Best. Thank you for joining us for this episode of the Biker Dad TV show. We are coming to you this week from one of the coolest places in all of Florida. This is Cottonmouth Customs Motorcycle Shop here in Pensacola, Florida, where they have just moved into this massive building. You can hear the echo from the massive space they have here. This is just a few of the bikes that they have. Custom, one of a kind, two of a kind, three of a kind. Some of these bikes, there's only 5 of them in the world, and you might have 2 or 3 of them right here at this shop. We're gonna be telling you a lot more about Cottonmouth Customs as season 2 of the Biker Dad show goes on, but this week we are going to start just across the state line in a tiny town called Stockton, Alabama, where every year the population grows by like 5,000% when hundreds, sometimes thousands of bikers swarm on this tiny little town just to have lunch and then turn around and go back home as far as Seattle, New York, and everywhere else. Check it out.
I'm John Harrison. I'm the host of the annual last ride of the year here at the Stagecoach Cafe in Stockton, Alabama. So this is our 25th anniversary of the event. My friend Ray Fagan started this 25 years ago as what we call a ride to eat in the long distance community, where he just have his friends from around the country show up, have lunch, talk a little bit, catch up on old times, and ride back to wherever they came from. And it's just started out with 5 or 6 guys at the old Stagecoach locations before they moved to the large one that we are at here. And it's just been growing ever since. Last year, I didn't know if anybody was going to show up because we were in the middle of the whole COVID thing, and we had our biggest group ever. Over 700 bikes showed up last year. We got some threatening weather around here and some snow up north, so some of my long distance guys couldn't make it this time, but I think we're still probably over 400, maybe 500 bikes, for sure over 400 right now. But it's just, it's a fun time to meet some new friends. Doesn't matter what kind of bike you ride. We cruisers, sport bikes, long distance bikes, touring bikes, adventure bikes, vintage bikes. Everybody's welcome. And we give out 4 awards every year because Ray always liked to encourage new riders. So the youngest rider to ride their bike to the event. It's gonna be the oldest, youngest rider we've ever had, 24. You gotta ride that bike. So in Alabama, that's 14 years old and up. Then we do the oldest rider to ride to the event because we like to keep people riding bikes, and usually you gotta be over 80 to win that. And then we do the oldest motorcycle ridden to the event. We've had stuff as old as the 1940s win. Usually it's something in the 50s, 60s, or 70s, depending on who shows up. And you can't trailer your bike and ride it off, pull it off into the parking lot. You got to ride it here. 1960. 1950. And then because it started as a long distance kind of iron butt guy event, we do the longest distance ridden to the event. Normally that's going to be over 1,500 miles to get here. I don't know what it'll be this year with some of our guys up north of not being able to get out from the snow. But we're about to find out because we're going to do our award ceremony at 12 noon here in just a couple of minutes. All right, Ken, how far did you ride?
4,851 in 3 days.
So that is the highest mileage we've ever had for this award. Come on up.
Eddie Scott, oldest rider, 84. Well, just interested in everybody, you know, what they're doing, what they're riding, the interest they're keeping up in it and all.
John Fleming, and this is Rita Fitzpatrick. We're from the Tampa Bay area, Florida. I've been on this Facebook page for 5 years, and I've known about this last ride of the year. Just come, it's a ride to eat. So you just ride there. So we did that. We rode up yesterday, about a 9-hour drive up there, and stayed overnight in Pensacola, and then rode up here today, and we're gonna eat, and then we're gonna ride again.
Jake Van Dursky from Escambia County, Florida, Cantonment area. It's my 91 Honda Africa Twin. Really last minute decided to come out. I saw a post yesterday. Took the ride over here with a couple guys from Pensacola. Just glad to make it out, first event. Really cool. I was out looking around. I figured there'd be someone younger than 28, but turns out I won something for it. So glad I showed up.
Hi, I'm Kenneth Andrews from Benton, Arkansas. They call me Go Home Ken. Hoka Hay Rider number 863 and Iron Butt Rally Rider number 594. Today's always special to come to Stagecoach. This is actually the 25th anniversary of the event. It's pretty incredible to see all the long distance riders and just the people in general. It's just such a mix of people that come together just to have a good time, say hello, get something to eat, and go their separate ways. So it's always a pleasure to show up to the event. I have a lot of friends, and a lot of them come here for this particular event, and it's basically the last ride here. Being from Arkansas, things get cold. It doesn't necessarily stop me from riding, but it really does inhibit it, and I have to be real careful where I do ride because kind of north gets cuts out because of the weather. But the weather just worked out perfect for this trip, so I made a big go and a big run, and it worked out pretty well for me. I've done this before. I actually won the longest distance award last year with like 1,260 miles. And I thought that was kind of a small mileage count because I've done 11,000 miles in 11 days, 10,000 miles in 10 days. And I had a buddy of mine that told me last year that he was probably going to do 5,000 miles. And not being one that's real keen to like win an award like this twice, I said, well, I'm going to at least hold his feet to the fire, and I'm going to get somewhere close to 5,000 miles. That way, if he shows up with 5,000, I can say, hey, job well done, buddy. But he's not here. And I ended up riding a long way. So I left Sunday afternoon at 4 o'clock from Benton, Arkansas, and I rode to the California coast to Mission Beach. And then I turned right around, and that was after riding, I rode a 1,800 mile day. And then I turned around and came all the way back to Daytona, Florida, and I did what's called a 50cc. You get 50 hours to go from coast to coast. So I went to Daytona Beach, Florida, landed there, turned around and rode up to Navarre Beach on the Gulf Coast, getting water and sand samples at all of them, and ended up with 4,851 miles in about 5 minutes short of 3 days.
This week's Tech Tip is brought to you by Mobile Bay Harley-Davidson.
This week's tech tip is one that's going to keep you clean on the road without spending a bunch of time washing your bike instead of riding it. If you're like me, you'd rather ride the bike than wash it, but when you have a cool paint job like my Dyna here, Elvis does, you also want it to keep it looking good. And this is something that I just keep in my saddlebag, and it's a quick detailer. The brand doesn't really matter. There's all kinds. You can find these at your local Harley dealer. It's pretty simple. You spray it on there evenly, let it sit for just a minute. I'm gonna spray the swing arm because it's really the only part of my bike that's really dirty right now. Get in there. And here's the key to this stuff when it comes to the quick detailing is you want to wipe it off in one direction. You know, like that band your daughter liked a few years ago, one direction. Don't be going like this. Just go in one smooth direction. See how shiny that is immediately? And you can take this stuff with you on the road, carry it in your saddlebags. You can't take a hose with you, and you can't take all the other stuff that you clean with, but there you go, simple as that. Do a quick once over the whole bike, and you have a shiny, sparkly bike like Elvis here. Again, brand doesn't matter. So DJ wants me to hit his bike real quick too, so here we go. He's been riding in a lot of rain and maybe even a little snow. So hit this real quick again. Again, wipe it in one direction. This right here is McGuire's, but have all kinds of different brands, and you can get them at your local Harley dealer. This is Biker Dad, brought to you by the National Academy of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. I'd like to introduce to you Martha Harris, owner of Eagle's Talon Motorcycles in Pensacola, and one of the most patriotic people you'll ever meet.
I'm a patriot through and through. I will not let you disrespect my flag.
Martha is a veteran and one of the biggest supporters of our biker community.
I absolutely love the motorcycle community and the riders, and they make this all worth my while.
So please stop by and visit Eagle's Talon for your leather, patches, apparel, and a whole lot more. Eagle's Talon on Copter Road in Pensacola, one of my favorite places in the world.
Mobile Bay Harley-Davidson is the king of motorcycle credit. Good credit, bad credit, we'll get you riding. With over 150 new and used motorcycles available, we have a motorcycle for you and your budget. New Harley-Davidson motorcycles starting as low as $119 a month. The professional team in Motor Clothes is also here to help make sure that you're geared up for the riding season from head to toe. Come on down to Mobile Bay Harley-Davidson on the corner of Pleasant Valley Road and Cottage Hill and see the king of motorcycle credit.
If you love your bike but hate swamp ass, Breezy Rider is for you. For 27 years, I've been designing medical seating to protect the skin of people confined to wheelchairs. Now, after so many friends asking for help with their motorcycle seats, I've designed Breezy Rider. Breezy Rider actually enhances the look of your bike with its custom fit design, while the patented Still Air foam reduces vibrations that cause fatigue and pain, and you can actually feel air flowing underneath you, keeping you cool and dry.
Your support is what makes Biker Dad TV possible, and the best way you can support us is just go punch the subscribe button on our YouTube channel. Just search for TV Biker Dad, look for the logo, and hit subscribe. Hit that little bell in the corner too, so it dings whenever we post a new video. We're posting new episodes every week, but there's all kinds of extra video that goes on the Biker Dad YouTube channel as well. Again, just search TV Biker Dad.
This is Biker Dad.
I'm standing here in Cottonmouth Customs among some pretty legendary bikes, and as we roll into 2022, we actually lost a pretty legendary motorcycle rider last year in 2021, and we wanted to take a look back at the life of Catfish, the national president of the Easy Riders Motorcycle Club. There was a massive turnout for his homegoing not too long ago. It was an incredible sight to see, and we were there.
There'll never be another one. God broke the mold when he made cat. He broke the mold when he made a catfish. This is a hard. This is a hard one right here. This is a hard one right here.
Look good, don't it?
It look good. Why you got lipstick on?
Reason why I have the lipstick on. Me and Larry go back about 42 years. We made a promise to each other. Truthfully promise. I told Larry if he leave before I do, I'm gonna put some ruby red on and I'm gonna kiss him. Larry made the same promise to me, Catfish, known as Catfish. I made a promise to my brother. That's a promise I always keep. Charlie don't lie.
My name is Angela Golston, and I am the daughter of one of the co-founders of the Easy Riders Motorcycle Club. Cat was, what can I say about Cat? Cat, he made my dad a promise. When my dad had a stroke, January the 25th, 1998, Super Bowl Sunday, and Cat had always had a conversation with my dad that he would not let the Easy Riders die. And he said, if anything ever happens to me and you're still here, make me a promise that you won't let the Easy Riders die. And Cat did that. Cat did that. He, not only under his leadership, he made 2 more chapters, the Montgomery and the Dallas, Texas. He gave it his all. And there were many times that I know for a fact, I know, because we talked, that Cat wanted to let it go. And he said, but I made Big Daddy a promise. and I intend to keep it as long as I live.
There you go, kitty. Kitty, kitty.
I don't think there's anybody that could have done it the way he did it. There's only one cat. When God made him, he broke the mold. That's just my feeling. That infectious smile, that big heart, in a lot of ways he was like my dad, because Cat never met a stranger. My dad didn't either.
Here's the Mobile Bay Harley-Davidson Bike of the Week.
Mobile Bay Harley-Davidson Bike of the Week.
My name's Will Patterson. I'm one of the fit specialists here at Mobile Bay Harley, and this is actually a very unique heritage special that we got in on not too long ago. This bike is a 2020 Tahitian Teal heritage special with a very, very special suspension system on it.
So the thing about that suspension in this bike, the suspension alone is worth $4,000.
Yeah, you're probably looking somewhere in there with parts and labor all done to it.
And this quote-unquote used bike has 92 miles on it, which is about how far away the casino is from here. All right, it's time for this week's Bike of the Week, and we're riding this brand new Heritage. It's green or blue or greenish blue, I don't know, but it really is cool looking. But the thing about this bike isn't about how it looks, it's how it rides. It has a special fancy schmancy suspension on it, and that's what makes this Heritage like no other. So we're gonna take it for a quick spin and just show you how quick and nimble this thing is. Normally, you're doing a little bit of this to weave in and out of potholes, get around them. That's what I decided to do. I decided to ride right over them, like this thing right here, and see how it handles. This suspension on this thing is nuts. So you can hit a big old pothole or this weird divot in the road right here and handles it with no problem. I can whip right around DJ just like this and then watch, hit this thing, barely feel it. All right, you saw it. This bike is all about what's going on right there, and it lives up to its name. Just a beautiful, smooth ride. The suspension alone is worth it on this beautiful bike.
This is Biker Dad.
There's a little place in downtown Mobile on the corner of Fat and Happy, and it's one of my favorites. Bob's Downtown Diner isn't just a great place to eat and home of the best French toast you'll ever eat. It's one of the best things you'll ever put in your mouth. It's also an important part of the community and not just the biker community.
I'm grateful, I'm grateful for the bikers that I meet from all over the country.
Bob's is a hot spot for bikers and very biker friendly, but it's also family friendly. I like to bring my kids here Sunday after church for brunch. Please visit my friend Tony Sawyer at Bob's Downtown Diner and check them out on the corner of fatandhappy.com.
Your home for Lex and Terry in the morning rocks your workday with AC/DC. Shine down. And Offspring. Separated. Available on over 2,000 smart devices. The Gulf Coast Rock Station, TK 101.
Cottonmouth Customs is building bikes and building a reputation as one of the greats. The shop in Pensacola offers custom bikes, service, and tons of used parts upstairs. The mini museum of beautiful vintage bikes is worth the visit alone. I want to personally thank Cottonmouth Customs for supporting the Biker Dad show and making our dream of riding motorcycles and telling stories possible. And look, even the Blue Angels approve.
One more texting and driving, ma'am. You okay?
I just wish this never happened.
At Winston Orthodontics, when you smile, we smile.
You okay?
Yeah, I just wish this never happened.
Our Back on Two stories are brought to you by Stevenson Klotz and the National Academy of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers.
My name's Chris Brownlee, owner and operator of Dirt Road Backers. Headed home about 1 a.m. on a Thursday night. I was 8 houses from my house on my street. 2 does run out. I hit one with the bike, one with the headbutt. As my dad said, it takes a pretty bad man to kill a deer with a headbutt. But they're dead and I'm still here. By the grace of God. I don't even remember being in the hospital. I've heard that. I can't believe you getting back on a bike. So, to me, it was a freak accident, the way I see it with the animals. And I just wasn't gonna let it define me of something I've done since I was, a kid. I've rode motorcycles, anything. Our dad always had us on something. I said, it's the way of life. My dad raised us this way.
This is Biker Dad.
Hey everybody, I'm Chris Klotz with the Stevenson Klotz Law Firm in Pensacola, and we're also in Alabama and Mississippi. Just wanted to talk to you a little bit about bike cases. Being a rider myself, I know what it's like to have friends and close relations who have motorcycle accidents, and it's really difficult to get through those periods of times where you've got a loved one that's been hurt because of somebody else's negligence. It's important to have somebody that's familiar with motorcycles and motorcycle-related insurance issues and how to manage a case getting through a very complicated legal system in order to make sure that you get compensated to the best degree that you can. And these cases can be long and frustrating and emotional because you have a friend or a loved one who's been usually in a motorcycle case very seriously injured. I want you to know that we take motorcycle cases very seriously. We're at the end of that trying to figure out how to put the pieces back together.
There's a little place in downtown Mobile on the corner of Fat and Happy, and it's one of my favorites. Bob's Downtown Diner isn't just a great place to eat and home of the best French toast you'll ever eat. It's one of the best things you'll ever put in your mouth. It's also an important part of the community and not just the biker community.
I'm grateful, I'm grateful for the bikers that I meet from all over the country.
Bob's is a hot spot for bikers and very biker friendly, but it's also family friendly. I like to bring my kids here Sunday after church for brunch. Please visit my friend Tony Sawyer at Bob's Downtown Diner and check them out on the corner of fatandhappy.com. I'd like to introduce to you Martha Harris, owner of Eagles Talon Motorcycles in Pensacola, and one of the most patriotic people you'll ever meet.
I'm a patriot through and through. I will not let you disrespect my flag.
Martha is a veteran and one of the biggest supporters of our biker community.
I absolutely love the motorcycle community and the riders, and they make this all worth my while.
So please stop by and visit Eagles Talon for your leather, patches, apparel, and a whole lot more. Eagles Talon on Copter Road in Pensacola, one of my favorite places in the world. Ride to eat to live, live to ride. On this episode of Ride to Eat, we are at Lambert's Cafe in Foley, Alabama. This place is pretty special to me because back in the early 90s, I used to work at the original Lambert's Cafe in Stockton, Missouri. They have 3 around the country, and this place is famous for one thing mainly, and that's throwing rolls, but also for the giant piles of food that pile on your plate. And we're here with Joe from the Lambert's location here.
How y'all doing?
Introduce yourself to everybody.
My name is Joe. I've been working at Lambert's for 25 years now, if you can believe that.
For those who don't know what Lambert is, just tell us a little bit about the story. How did this all get started?
It started just like the restaurant was real packed one day. And a guy in the back of the restaurant wanted a roll, and the guy with the roll cart couldn't get back there. So the guy just said, throw the things. And that's how it all started.
Obviously, the roll throwing is the attraction.
Most popular thing in there.
But that's just
what gets them in.
That's like the tip of the iceberg, though,
Yes.
right? Tell us about all the stuff that you guys feed people before they even get their food.
Now the okra, that's probably the first thing you'll see because you know you got napkins on the table already. Yep. And then you probably see the roll guy.
Then you got black eyed peas, right? Mm-hmm. And cabbage. And
okra. And
apple butter.
Sorghum
molasses.
Really hot though. Really hot. Yeah. You ready? 100%. Look at the steam coming off them boys right there.
It's like your mama used to make. Only my mom's had flour all over.
Look at the steam coming off them boys right there.
When you're throwing the rolls, what kind of technique are you using?
Well, not really a technique. It's just something that you grow up doing all the time, you know, football, baseball. I got a little man right here. I'm gonna throw him one right here. You ready, big guy? You ready?
All right.
It's all in the wrist. You know, careful with the lady. This pretty lady right here, we gotta, you know, hand it to her sometime.
Follow through.
You need one? Here you go, fellas. Oh, I got another guy.
All right,
You ready?
Here we go. Oh.
Man. You ready, ma'am?
Suit up. Throw some rolls. I'm gonna have to tie my shoe too, so you get some video of that. All right. This is the most important part. All right, one more thing. Lace up.
Okay.
Better take this thing off because I'm gonna throw it across the room too. Stretch a little bit.
He's stretching.
All right. Here we go. Hot roll! Who wants a hot roll? Raise your hand. You want one? You ready for it? It's coming in hot, and it is really hot.
Yeah. He all right.
Hot roll. They're hot. They're really hot. Ah! Hot roll. All right. That was a little Patrick Mahomes right there.
Roll tide.
M-I-Z.
Don't worry.
Hot roll.
It's at the house. I didn't want to wear both of them, so I just wore one.
Ready for a hot roll. Hot roll. Oh. Lambert's Cafe, Foley, Alabama, Branson, Missouri, Sykeston, Missouri, and always feels like home when I walk through the door. Thanks, Joe, for letting us hang out.
No problem.
My name is Madonna. Just the food. It's just delicious. It's spiced great. You know, come hungry because you'll take home a lot.
This is Biker Dad.
What you're looking at here is one of the fastest baggers you'll ever see. It's here at just one of the amazing bikes at Cottonmouth Customs in Pensacola, Florida. That's it for this week's episode of the Biker Dad TV show. We'll see you next week, and as always, please look twice for motorcycles.